Hey, it's me, General X, and I'm actually back with another video now that the competitive esports year of Clash of Clans is finally over. Maybe some of you have already noticed it, but yeah, I can't call myself a world champion for this next year anymore, but it was still a very nice and successful year, so yeah, now that it's finally over, I can actually shift over to making content again. And I try my best to provide you with some interesting stuff over the next weeks, and also I'd like to cover Townhall 18 as well. For the first video, I want to talk a base I used ranking up very easily the last couple of weeks, because, yeah, the stupid me I am, I didn't push into Legends when the new update came and I got ranked in at 27. So I had to push quite far above. And with the base I will present you today, it is actually quite easily. As you can see, the week when I played the World Championship, I didn't do much, only 2 attacks, and I hold my league very easily. I could have held it without any attacks, and that's all provided by the good defenses and a lot of 1-stars from this base. As you can see, I also ranked up last season as place 8 with only doing 17 attacks. And if you look at the battle log, you can spot a lot of 1-stars in there, and that's helping you quite a lot rank up easily. And if you are lazy as me, it also helps you not doing all of your attacks in one season. Yeah, let's look at the base, and then afterwards we will look at some replays so I can present you the strong points about the base. Now let's look at the base that I want to present you today. It's actually not anything special, I would say. It's a rage invis base, so you have a high probability of landing your sweet 1-stars into the rank up mode. It's an old legend base actually, I built at the beginning of the year, and Einstein used it for his last legend season when he played. The concept is pretty easy. The Townhall is a bit above with the CC, so it makes it more likely for attackers to come in from the top side, and then you have both fire spitters looking upwards, so they have to face both if they come in from the top side. The traps are also pretty straightforward, I will have to say. We have the giant bombs in the corners for the fire spitter charge. We have a lot of black mines down there if they want to avoid the fire spitters with a root rider attack. And if they come from the north side with their dragons because of the air sweepers, we have a lot of air skellies, since also a lot of players actually seem to love the E-dragons into the ranks where I play. That's very, very stressful for them. So as you can see, it doesn't matter if you come from the top or from the bottom side, the traps are perfectly aligned to defend both. And yeah, since most players in the leagues until 32, 33 don't actually know how to prevent an invisibility spell or like handle a rage spell, they have major problems attacking this base, which leads to a lot of 1-stars, which makes your life very easy. And actually I've only got a handful of triples, like in this season for example I got no triples, and I think I got only 1 on my second account in 32. So yeah, the base doesn't only get your 1-stars, but it also holds very strong against the 3-stars, so it makes your life actually very easy if you want to rank up and don't want to invest as much time in the game as I do. Now actually let's look at some replays. Obviously since I'm not at the highest leagues, there is not everything maxed from the attackers, but as you can see, most of the major troops he has maxed, also his heroes, so I think you can look at this as quite a formidable opponent on the offensive side. So let's look what he does. He's trying exactly the charge over here. The Tesla pulls his RC to the right. The tornado trap triggers. He gets pulled away from the fire spitter there. He loses his fox from the hero, and also because there are a lot of bombs. And yeah, as you can see, his RC is quite low, and he has even trouble to get the fire spitter over there. Luckily he gets it, but yeah, let's see what he does afterwards. Okay. Since the fire spitters are pointing upwards, he decides to start the Root Riders at the bottom side, and as you can remember, there are a lot of traps down there, especially for the heroes. And also the way to the Townhall is very, very fast, so yeah, quite dangerous approach. You have to be pretty confident to execute that one well. The start looked actually pretty fine, but now he has a split of the Root Riders because of a Tesla over here. His king goes quite in front, is already very low. And at this point, you can also already see he doesn't have much spells left. He has a very, very bad split because of this great Tesla over here. Root Riders going this way, heroes going this way, so Root Riders don't tank for the heroes. The heroes don't help the Root Riders with damage. And the Townhall, the Invis and the Rage is still standing in the core. Big trouble for our attacker over here. And as you can see, he decides to overgrowth the Townhall to take down a bit of damage, but at this point the attack is already over. And we have a big 1-star defense. And that's how fast it can happen with Root Riders. I have to say, it's very hard to find like actually good strategies and attacks in a league like this. It quite surprised me, but yeah, since you want to rank up easily, you have to defend what the people are doing. So let's look at some of these, or at one of these random E-Drag attacks here. Obviously, like how the people are playing, like just spamming all E-Dragons at the bottom side, it's not really that hard to defend, right? But even if it's not hard to defend, you still want to get your 1-stars in the end. So it's very important that you have a core that is isolated for this. With the Rage and Invis spell, that the people don't have any chance of getting the Townhall, even if they, yeah, try to do their best. But yeah, as you can see, this guy over here doesn't really know how to funnel properly and how to use his spells at the best timing, but still. You want to get your 1-star, and as you can see, that's what the base does. And yeah, I will look at one opponent that will be a bit more formidable and see if he can do any better. And then I show you a really funny replay at the end as well. Let's look at a more normal type of dragon attack next. Let's see what the guy is doing here. He starts his RC over there, uses his rocket spear early to prevent a little bit of damage, and presumably trying to get a funnel for his RC, right? He also starts her into the NATO and the bombs occasionally here, but I don't think that makes too much of a difference. And now he's moving through this compartment to the top side, getting really low. Getting out the X-Ball, getting out the Sweeper. Now the RC gets to the Townhall, but since he doesn't have too many invis left, he will soon recall out. Because he barely doesn't get the Townhall. Maybe it would have been worth to let the RC die there to get the Townhall, but he decides against that. And now that his funnel is set up, he uses his queen to snipe air defense, funnel on the one side, and then push in the dragons in between with his warden, and put in the king at the top side to funnel also. And now, since everything is moving together, the invis spell gets triggered a bit early, and even though the Townhall and the multis are raged together, there are just too many troops over there. So he will barely get the Townhall here, but yeah, as you can see, this attack has no chance of a 3-star. and it is another attack that we can defend very well, and we get a lot of positive trophies for our race in ranking up as fast as possible. And now for the last one, let's look at this attack. Obviously, we don't hold anything against the attacker. I just thought it was very funny that the base can also do what it will do in this attack. As you can see, he starts with his heroes at the bottom side, presumably to funnel, lets his RC die through ability there, gets out the whole bottom side of the base, and then starts his dragons over at the right side. Has a lot of spells left. Also uses the blimp. The Nado pulls all dragons to the outside. And he actually has the torch on his warden with the dragons together. I thought it was very funny, but obviously it's a miss. Yeah, he didn't select the right ability for his warden. And then the blimp is going through, trying to get out the Townhall, but yeah, as you can see, the invisibility spell still up, and even without it triggering, the blimp has no chance of getting the Townhall there. The dragons into the sweeper, into the air defense, and a lot of air damage, and we actually defend a 0-star over here. For the end of the video, I just wanted to show you that even on my second account, where I'm a bit higher in 31 and ranked up to 30... No, I was in 32 and I ranked up to 33, I believe. Yes, that's what I did. Even though I did very poorly with my attacks, I had a couple of 1-stars because I did it on my phone. Doesn't really matter. I didn't even need all the attacks done, since the defense gets carried. And what most people forget about the defense is, even if you don't get all your defenses, like you can see here, everybody got 18 defenses. If you are that much better than the others, then the average from your defenses gets graded out for the whole 30 defenses in the end. So if you are like 20, 30, 40 trophies better than the others, with half of the attacks, then that gets basically doubled at the end of the rank. So that's why the defenses and getting a lot of 1-stars is very important. And as you can see here, even if your offense is not that great, you can still get into the top 10 very easily to rank up. Obviously, the link for the base is in the description down below. If you liked the video and if you want me to keep going with videos as I plan the next couple of weeks and even the next year, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I see you in the next video.